In this section, we'll look at 3 real-world case studies. Our first case study comes from a real research study published in Nature Digital Medicine. I chose this study because it showed how bias can appear in AI systems in a very subtle way, even when the medical information stays the same. In this study, researchers tested 4 AI chatbots that give mental health advice. They created 10 fictional patient cases. Each case included symptoms that might be seen in real mental health settings. The only difference was they changed one detail in each case. They changed the race of the patient. Everything else stayed exactly the same. They then submitted these cases to the 4 AI systems and compared the results. What they found was really important. The diagnoses were similar across all patients. That means the AI recognized the mental health conditions in the same way. But when they looked at the treatment advice, there was a difference. The treatment plans given when the patient was identified as African American were lower in quality. Some advice was less detailed, less supportive, or less helpful. And this is concerning because in real life, treatment guidance matters. Patients may rely on this information, especially if access to care is limited. Even small differences in advice can affect trust, outcomes, and whether someone seeks further help. Among the 4 chatbots, one showed the most bias, called New MES 15. Another, called Gemini, showed the least bias. This tells us that design choices matter, and not all AI systems behave the same way. You can pause here and take maybe a few minutes to read the article. I've put the QR code on the screen. And as you read, think about small details that can shape AI responses. Think about what stood out to you most about this study, whether it surprised you that changing only race affected treatment advice. Think about the treatment advice that changed. Consider what kind of data these AI systems might have been trained on. Do you think all patient groups were represented equally? And which NIST principle seemed to be missing here? Ask yourself whether the system treated patients fairly. Was the advice consistent? Was there enough transparency to explain why the output changed? And would you trust this type of AI tool to support someone you care about? Think about whether you would want extra review, safety checks, or human oversight before advice is shared. And what's one step that could make this system more fair? Consider ideas like improving training data, testing outputs for bias, or involving mental health professionals more closely in system design and review. This case study shows that AI can give different levels of care based on non-medical details. If left unchecked, this can widen gaps in care and reduce trust in AI tools used for mental health support. Our second case study comes from a 2024 article published by MIT. I chose this example because it highlights something important. Sometimes the weakness is not only in AI, the weakness is also in how, for example, healthcare professionals are trained and how medical images are collected and used. In this case study, dermatologists and general practitioners were asked to diagnose skin conditions using medical images. The results showed a clear pattern. Both groups were less accurate when the images showed darker skin tones. Again, this is concerning because skin disease diagnosis often depends heavily on what you see. If diagnosis is harder on darker skin, it can lead to missed conditions, delayed treatments, and worse outcomes. The study points to one major reason. A lot of medical training materials like textbooks and teaching images include far more examples of lighter skin tones. And over time, people get trained on what they see most often. So gaps in training data can lead to gaps in care. This connects directly to AI as well. Many AI systems for skin disease are trained using the same kind of data sets. If the data set is dominated by lighter skin tones, the AI may perform well for some patients and poorly for others. So AI can either reduce this gap or make it worse, depending on what data it learns from. AI could help, but only if it's trained and tested during, using image test sets that represent the full range of skin tones. Without that, the gap stays in place. You can pause here and you can scan the QR code to read the article in more depth, and then think about these questions after you've read the article. What surprised you the most about the study results? Were you surprised that trained doctors were less accurate based only on skin tone? Why do you think accuracy dropped for darker skin images? Could this be linked to what doctors and AI systems are trained on? If both humans and AI struggle here, who should take responsibility? Medical education, AI developers, healthcare systems, or all of them? And which NIST trait apply most to this case study? Fairness, validity, and reliability. And how could underdiagnosis affect patients over time? Would it affect their trust in providers, delayed care, or worse outcomes? Our final case study comes from Radiology Business News. I chose this example because it reminds us that even when the AI tool is designed to solve a serious clinical problem, it may not work as expected in real practice. In this case, an AI triage system was developed to help detect possible strokes from head CT scans. And the goal was to flag urgent cases quickly so radiologists could respond faster and improve patient outcomes. The tool was tested on nearly 10,000 CT scans in hospital settings. And on paper, this sounded promising, but the results told a different story. The AI did not improve diagnostic accuracy or speed. In fact, radiologist accuracy dropped slightly when the tool was used. The system also added extra steps to the workflow, which slowed things down instead of helping. And this case is important because it shows that good intentions and strong technical performance are not enough. How a tool fits into daily clinical work matters just as much as what it's designed to do. You can pause here, and I've provided the QR code for this article as well. And then some of reflection questions you can think about are, why do you think this AI tool did not improve performance? Was it how the tool fit into daily workflow? How can AI sometimes reduce performance instead of helping? Could extra steps or distractions play a role? And which NIST trait matters most in this case? Validity and reliability, safety in real-world use. What would you want to know before using this tool in your setting? Evidence from real practice, perhaps? Testing and training first? What does this case tell us about AI in healthcare? Does success in testing always translate to success in practice? This case shows that AI must be evaluated in real clinical environments, not just in testing. If a tool adds burden or reduces performance, it does not meet the goal of supporting safe and effective care. So to wrap up, we know AI is a powerful tool in healthcare, but it's not perfect. It needs to be used with care, guided by clear principles like those from the NIST framework. That means making sure it's safe, fair, private, and explainable. I've also briefly discussed the major regulations like HIPAA and GDPR and the new EU AI Act. These help protect patients and hold systems accountable. Through the case studies, you've seen real-life consequences, misdiagnosis, private breaches, and tools used without enough oversight. As healthcare professionals, your voice matters. Keep asking questions, stay alert to risks, and always always put the patient first when using AI. Thank you for listening, and this is the end of Module 5. I'll provide more resources that you can read up on. Thank you.